Welcome to the FM Connection Content Creators Predictions, where we get some of your favourite content creators and we ask them for their predictions for the weekend games. It's a bit of fun. We're going to do a little league table. Who can get the most right at the end of the season? Who actually knows what they're talking about? Who can walk the walk rather than just talk the talk? It'll be very interesting. They've given up a lot of time today, so all their channels will be in the description below. So please go check them out. Enough said, let's get into the predictions.
Hello everyone, we are back with another round of predictions here on the FM Connection. I'm Anders and you can find me at AndersBazFM on both YouTube and Twitter. But before you do that, please listen to my nonsensical football ramblings about the usual 5 games. This week we've got 2 FA Cup quarter-finals and thankfully there's no Burnley game. Without any further ado, let's go straight into today's first game, which is Villa against Arsenal. So I think Arsenal are in some good form recently. I'd even go as far as saying great form, and I can see that continuing in this fixture. Villa have been in decent form, but aside from a 4-0 win over Southampton a few weeks ago now, maybe about a month ago, they've really quite struggled at home recently, so I can see this going the way of Arsenal. I'm going to go with a Villa 1, Arsenal 3 as my final score prediction. Moving forward to Leicester versus Brentford. I don't think Brentford have ever beaten Leicester. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. Let the FM Connection know in the comments. Get some engagement going. I think Brentford have done well recently to beat upon the teams below them, and they've got 6 points from their last 2 games. But Leicester are a much stronger side than the likes of Burnley and Norwich, so I'm not sure they can do the same today. Leicester do have the European distraction midweek with a trip to Stade Rennais in France, but I think they've got enough here. I think they're good enough here to get the victory, so I'm going to go with Leicester 2, Brentford 0. And then the final Premier League game of this round of fixtures, Spurs versus West Ham. So as of recording, Spurs are playing Brighton before this game. So I don't think that's going to change any of my predictions. I kind of think their form's been quite up and down recently anyway. So regardless of that result, I think my thoughts here will stay the same. West Ham, I think, are a very, very similar situation to Spurs. Not far away from each other in the table. And I think they're both quite hot and cold recently. But both are really good sides. So I think this one's going to be a really, really tough game. Impossible to separate, I think, for me. I'm going to go with Spurs 1, West Ham 1. If anything, Spurs being at home might push them a little bit over the edge, but West Ham are a really good side. Yeah, a 1-1 draw, I think, is where I'm going to settle. And settle it, that is. Now we're going to move to the FA Cup quarter-finals. We've got 2 of them. One from the Saturday and one from the Sunday, I believe. First up, we've got Bora versus Chelsea. Now, if Chelsea can actually travel that far north on a single tank of fuel, I think they're probably good for a win. Bora aren't in particularly great form generally, but if you look at just their home form, they are a very, very tough side to beat. But it is Chelsea, and Bora are in the Championship, so I think Chelsea are going to be a much better side, generally speaking. If they can get there, I reckon it's going to be a Bora 1, Chelsea 3. I think Middlesbrough are probably going to have enough to get a goal at home and be tough to break down. But once Chelsea do so, I think the floodgates will open and it's going to be a 3-1 Chelsea victory in the end to put them in the semi-finals. And also into the semi-finals, I think we're going to have Manchester City. That's going to jump ahead of my Saints versus Man City prediction. But normally this would be a slam dunk prediction for Man City. And as you can see, I've already said, I think they're going to be in the semi-finals. This fixture back in January, though, was a draw. A 1-1 draw at St Mary's. And the Saints are going to be really up for this one. Southampton are probably going to be wanting to replicate that, if not do better. But unfortunately, they're in really poor form recently, so it's going to be difficult for them to do anything, really. I'm going to go with Southampton 0, Manchester City 2 as my final prediction. And there you have it. They are the winning predictions. 15 points all around, once again, as it has been every single week so far. Honest, please don't look at the table. It will lie. It's definitely lying. I'm on 45 points. I'll see you next time, and these are the right predictions. Good luck, everyone.
Hello everybody, Frankly FM 84 here, back on the FM Connection. It's that time of week again where I'm going to be giving some Game Week 30 predictions. This week we have a mixture of Premier League and FA Cup games to get through. So let's start off with Aston Villa against Arsenal. Villa lost to West Ham last time out, and Arsenal hung tough with Liverpool midweek. They impressed in patches but still came out losers. I think Arsenal probably going to be too strong for Aston Villa in this one. I am going to go with an Arsenal 3-1 victory. On to the next game, and it is Leicester They are playing against Brentford. So Leicester lost against Rennes in the Europa Conference League. They still progressed though, which was pretty good for them. Brentford, they punished a poor Burnley side last time out. This game could be tight. After much deliberation and thinking, actually came out on the side of Leicester. I think they will win this game 2-0. On to Spurs against... Who are Spurs playing? Spurs are playing against West Ham. So I think Spurs, they beat Brighton in the Premier League last time out. West Ham were forced to 120 minutes of Europa League football against the Kings of the Europa League, Seville. They did come through that game in extra time. I think Spurs might be the fresher of the two teams in this one. I'm going to go with Spurs to win 2-1. On to the FA Cup games then. These are difficult games. Obviously, you do not know lineups. There could be rotation. Also, the golfing class sometimes between Premier League and Championship means that players are just rested, even if they ought to be. Going to go with Manchester City up first. They are playing against Southampton. Southampton are a team that were in good form up until a couple of weeks ago, and then they have been a little bit rocky in the Premier League. I know that form book should go out the window, but Manchester City are Manchester City. Let's face it, they should be far too strong, and I think they will run out 3-0 victors. And then on to the final game, another FA Cup game. Chelsea are having their off-field issues at the moment. It didn't stop them progressing in the Champions League midweek, though, and they come up against a Middlesbrough team who are doing okay in the Championship. Since Chris Wilder has gone there, their form seems to have picked up quite a bit, but I still think Chelsea are going to be too strong. Even if they put out a rotated team, I'm going to go with Chelsea to win this one 3-0 also. So a quick recap then of my predictions. I'm going to go with Arsenal to beat Villa 3-1, Leicester to beat Brentford 2-0, Spurs to beat West Ham 2-1, Man City to beat Southampton 3-0, and Chelsea to beat Middlesbrough 3-0 also. Right then, on to the next person. But before we do that, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button both on my own channel and the FM Connection. And make sure that you follow this league, as it's going to spice up towards the end of the season.
What is up, guys? Sia here, and as you can see, we're in my work van because the video corrupted. Yay! Here we are, touring predictions. We love it. We do love it. But first up, we have Southampton versus Manchester City, and I do think 2-0 City. Southampton are in the slums, aren't they? They're not that good, and City will want to bounce back to that Palace. So 2-0 City. I kind of feel bad for saying that. Spurs versus West Ham next. I do think Spurs will sneak this one 1-0. Two kind of poor teams at the moment. I think West Ham are more concentrated on the Sevilla game, wanting to get through in Europe, and Spurs are just so hit and miss. You don't know what to expect, do you? But 1-0 Spurs. I have faith in them. FM DNA, you're welcome. Leicester versus Brentford up next. Leicester, another team I think just want to succeed in Europe. They've kind of conceded that they're having a shocker. Brendan Rodgers finally being found out. I'm going to say 2-0 to Leicester though, because Brentford are also in the slums. The best player, Ivan Toney, doesn't want to be there. There's a video of him on holiday saying, "I'm not interested, boys. Like, stay away from me." So yeah, Leicester 2, Brentford 0. Villa versus Arsenal. Villa at home, I think, are definitely going to score. So I've got them as a one, But Arsenal kind of riding high at the moment. And a 2-1 to Arsenal. I've gone. Mikel Arteta. The process is working eventually. Who'd have guessed there? Last up, we have Burra versus Chelsea. Probably one of my local teams that are relatively big, I guess. Not too far away from where I am. So I'm going to say they're going to score just like Villa, but Chelsea 2-1. I think Chelsea are going to win, right? But I do think Boro will give them a game. They've already knocked out Man U. They've already had some really nice scalps they've picked up this season in the FA Cup. Chelsea, unfortunately, will not be one of them. Chelsea trying to prove a point. Obviously, the Abramovich stuff going wild at the moment, but they will want to prove a point. Look like a team determined. Saying that, I don't know how we're doing against Lille right now, so I could be making it sound like a fool. But there we go. So there are our predictions. Fingers crossed we can do better than before. I mean, I did well last week compared to the first one. When leads aren't involved, I do tend to do better. Famous last words. Stay safe, guys.
Hey guys, this is my weekly FM Connection games prediction. We didn't do great last week, but hopefully we can pick some points up and go up that table. Make sure you check out the FM Connection. They're doing a lot of work at the moment. Great team they've got there. Make sure you check out everyone else as well. taking part. You can find me on Road to Legends Football Chat Show and FM Jono TV and Road to Legends on all platforms. You can catch our latest episode with of the podcast with Amy from Her Game 2 and Bragster and our normal co-host FMFO. And you can also catch my latest draft video with Shaughnessy on my personal channel FM Jono TV as well. Now let's go into this week's predictions. So let's go. Villa versus Arsenal. Two good teams here. Villa are playing well, but Arsenal playing really well. I know they got 2-0 loss to Liverpool, but Liverpool are fighting for that title at the moment. They're very good. I hate to say as a United fan, but that was a good point. That was a good result for United yesterday. Them dropping points. But I'm going to go for. I hope Villa take points of them, but I'm going to go for a 3-2 win to Arsenal here. I think Coutinho will get a couple of goals as well, but I think Arsenal will just scrape it. Then Leicester versus Brentford. Two teams who've not had a great season this year. Leicester have definitely dropped off with injuries they've had as well. But Brentford have had back-to-back wins. So I am going to go for a 2-1 win to Brentford here. Make it 3 wins back-to-back. Next is Spurs versus West Ham, a London derby. Both fighting for Champions League football this year, so a draw here wouldn't be a bad result for us. So I am going to go for a 2-2 draw. Spurs have been very up and down this season. They are either really good under Conte or they struggle. It's like win game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game. I think West Ham will give them a good game, and I'm going to go 2-2. Next game is the FA Cup game. Obviously, Chelsea fans can't have any fans at this game because of the current sanctions going on at Chelsea. Middlesbrough have had a really good cup run this year. They've knocked out some of the big boys already, like us in United in the last round. I am going to go for 2-1 Chelsea. I think they'll just get it done, even with the sanctions and no fans. I think they'll give them a good game, but I'm going to go 2-1 to the Chelsea. Next is Spurs versus Man City, the final game for predictions this week. Final game is Saints versus Manchester City, Southampton versus Man City, and I'm going to go for Southampton are playing good football, but I think Man City need to start getting results to make sure they win this league. So I think they'll scrape it, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Man City here. Make sure you check me out on all platforms: Road to Legend Football Chat Show, FM Jono TV, and make sure you check out FM Connection. You've all been legends, and we will see you soon.
Hi folks, my name is Corky Blues and these are my FM content creator predictions. First game we have is Aston Villa at home to Arsenal. Both teams are in pretty good form at the moment. Arsenal are very clearly in very, very good form. I can see there being a few goals in this game. However, I do think Arsenal are going to be too strong for Aston Villa. I can see Arsenal taking a 3-2 victory. The second game we have is Leicester versus Brentford. The two of them, again, not in great form with them. Brentford are in better form than Leicester at the moment. I can see this one going to a draw. I think probably 1-1, but I'm going to back this with a 2-2 draw. The next game we have is my team Spurs at home to West Ham. These games historically have quite a few goals in it. I'm always going to back my team. It is going to be a tough game, but I think Spurs will take this probably a 3-2 victory. Next game we have is Middlesbrough at home to Chelsea in the FA Cup. Chelsea are not in great form at the moment. Middlesbrough are in very good form. Middlesbrough haven't obviously knocked out my team Spurs and our rivals Arsenal in the previous two rounds. I can see Chelsea taking this one. I think it's going to be very narrow. I think Chelsea will win it 1-0 towards the end of the game, maybe even in extra time. And the final game for my prediction is Southampton versus Man City. Man City are obviously a great side. I think they're going to be too powerful for Southampton in this. I can't see Man City walking away with a 3-0 victory. And those are my predictions for the weekend. Thank you very much for joining me. You can follow me on Twitter. My handle is @CorkyBlues. You can also find me on Twitch on Tuesday nights at 7 PM. Streaming on twitch.tv/CorkyBlues, playing Football Manager. You can also find me on YouTube, where I'm currently running a series of Life After Lasso. It's an AFC Richmond save, where we're taking control of AFC Richmond after Ted Lasso has moved on. But that's all from me. Have a great weekend.
Hi guys, it's Andy here, otherwise known as ABOM FM. These are my predictions for the upcoming Premier League fixtures. Thanks for having me in the predictions game. I'm a bit late to the party, so I've got a bit of catching up to do. First up, Aston Villa versus Arsenal. Villa trying to recover from a 2-1 loss to West Ham, meanwhile Arsenal 2-0 defeat at home to Liverpool on Wednesday, despite actually playing quite well until Liverpool went ahead. I think Arsenal were looking good to get that crucial 4th place in the Champions League next season. Villa were on a good run until they lost to West Ham, so I think it's going to be a very close game, not a lot separating them, so I'm going for a 2-2 draw. Leicester City hosting Brentford at the King Power Stadium. Brentford playing some good football, and you know, the fantastic story of Eriksen returning to the Premier League, brilliant story in itself, and with Tony, you know, scoring goals for Brentford, I think they look good to maybe get something from Leicester. Leicester have got their absences, and you know, they do struggle defensively, so it's going to be hard for them to get the 3 points. But whether Brentford get all 3, I think Brentford might just nick this away from home. So I'm going to go Leicester 0, Brentford 1. Tottenham host a West Ham side that needed extra time to defeat Sevilla in the Europa League on Thursday night. And Spurs' results have been inconsistent, but despite losing against Manchester United, didn't actually play that badly. And they were dominant against a pretty poor looking Brighton side midweek as well. I think West Ham, having just played in the Europa League and also with their injuries and the size of the squad they have, are going to struggle against Spurs. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Tottenham there. In FA Cup action, Middlesbrough host Chelsea. That's a Middlesbrough side that have defeated Man United and Tottenham in their previous rounds in the FA Cup. I think credit has to be given to Chelsea and Thomas Tuchel for having their players just focus on their football and not let what's happening in the news distract them, because it hasn't, which is fantastic for them. Middlesbrough got a fantastic run in the FA Cup, and while I don't follow Championship football too much, in the last 5 games they've won 2, lost 2 and drawn 1. Been a fantastic run for Middlesbrough in the FA Cup, but I think it might end here. I fancy them to get a goal, but I'm going to go Chelsea 2-1. May well need extra time there. I'm a Liverpool fan, so I'm hoping that we can defeat Nottingham Forest and get through to the FA Cup semi-finals. Meanwhile, Man City are away to Southampton. City didn't have much to worry about in their Champions League second leg after winning 5-0 against Sporting, and they've drawn Atletico in the next round of the Champions League. Southampton this season, while they haven't been playing amazingly, have managed to get 2 points from Man City in their league games. Southampton have lost their last 3 games, including home defeats to Newcastle and to Watford, so form-wise in the league, they're not looking good. So I don't really imagine they're going to beat Man City here. But Southampton just seem to be that sort of team that always gives City a bit of trouble. So I think it's going to be a close one, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Manchester City. So those are my predictions for the selected games from the weekend. Hopefully they're good. It's the first time I've done this for the channel, so we'll see how it goes. If you do want to see more of me, though, the link is in the description to my channel. I'm currently doing a Journeyman series where we're managing in Gibraltar, so that's fun. But that is it from me. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
Hello everybody, I'm FM Fizzy, and these are my Premier League predictions. In the first game, we've got 9th place Aston Villa to go up against 4th place Arsenal. Aston Villa winning the last 2 home games versus Arsenal, both 1-0 wins. I think that Philippe Coutinho will run the show. Arsenal have been very good recently, albeit they got beat 2-0 by Liverpool, but they've been playing pretty well, to be fair. I think that Philippe Coutinho will run the show, and I reckon Aston Villa will continue this run of 1-0 wins, make it a hat-trick. I'm predicting Aston Villa 1, Arsenal 0. In the second game, we've got 12th place Leicester going up against 15th place Brentford. Brentford haven't won a game against Leicester since 1953, which is a very long time. I was playing with Ivan Toney maybe bagging a goal for Brentford, but I don't think Brentford are going to get a goal. I'm going to go with a Leicester City 2-0 win. In the third game, we've got 7th place Tottenham Hotspur versus 6th place West Ham. So very close in the league, these two teams. They'll be battling it out. Pretty funny, to be fair. Tottenham Hotspur's form runs like this. Win-loss, win-loss, win, and then this game. So you would probably sway towards a Tottenham Hotspur defeat. West Ham winning 2 in a row. The last game was a 2-0 extra time win against Seville to advance them to the next round of the Europa League. They may have some tired legs because that were a long, grueling game. But to match that up with Tottenham Hotspur's form, I'm going to go with Tottenham Hotspur 1, West Ham United 1. In the fourth game, we've got Middlesbrough versus Chelsea in the FA Cup. I think that Middlesbrough will get a goal, whether it'll be a penalty, a lucky goal, or a goal totally against run of play. I think they'll get a goal. I do, although, think Chelsea will be too strong for them. They have fringe players coming in like Timo Werner, who can, to me, I think he's a brilliant player with his runs off at ball. I think he's exceptional. I do think he'll come good for them. So I'm going Middlesbrough 1, Chelsea 3. And in the last game, another FA Cup game, we've got Southampton versus City. I think City will be way too strong for Southampton. Straight to the point, Southampton 0, Manchester City 3. And that'll see them advance to the next round. Yeah, so my name's FM Fizzy. Let's see how we get on with these predictions. Hopefully we'll be on to a winner. Drop me a follow on Twitter, FM_Fizzy. Let's see how we get on.
Hello, good to see you. My name's Tony, FM DNA, and these are my predictions for this week. We got Villa versus Arsenal. I hope Villa win. I want Spurs to finish 4th, but I can't see it. My head's saying Arsenal, but my heart is saying Villa. Come on, Villa, do us a favour. But I'm going to go with my head. I'm going to go with 2-1 to Arsenal. Leicester versus Brentford. They're both pretty poor at the moment. I've got to go with home advantage. Leicester 1-0 win. Very close game. Spurs versus West Ham. This is going to be a very close game. West Ham having a good win in Europe. But Spurs are my team. I need them to win. I've got to go with my heart and my head actually. And I'm going to say 2-1 to Spurs. It's going to be close, but not good enough for West Ham. 2-1. Middlesbrough versus Chelsea. They've knocked out some top teams, Middlesbrough have. They've knocked out Man United, Tottenham. I'm calling Tottenham a top team. And now they got Chelsea. Can they do it again? No. I'm going to go with a 2-0 Chelsea win. Southampton versus Man City, the game of the weekend. Why is it the game of the weekend? Well, because I'm going to it. And I'm hoping it's going to be the game of the weekend. I think it's going to be close. Taking my nephew and the wife, we're all going for a good day out. And we really want to see a great game of football. We would love to see Saints win, but I'm going to go with a 3-1 Man City win. And that is it for my predictions this week. Thank you so much for watching my predictions. Check out my channel, and I'll see you next week for some more predictions. See you then.
How's it going, everyone? GG513 here. You can find me on Twitter at GG513FM and, of course, on YouTube at GG513. For this week's predictions, I need to pull my finger out of my behind because I am sitting bottom of the table, and that's just not good enough. The first game is Aston Villa against Arsenal, and well, Aston Villa, they are in good form, but I've got to go with Arsenal for this one. Arsenal are just playing some wonderful football at the moment. Defensively, they're solid with Ramsdale and White at the back. Going forwards, they've got Odegaard, they've got Saka playing well. I just think Arsenal are going to just pip it. I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory for Arsenal. Second game is Leicester against Brentford, and honestly, I can't really see the difference between these two teams at the moment. Brentford are playing quite well, Leicester are playing very average. I think it might be a draw, but I'm going to stick my neck out on the line a little bit and say it's going to be a 2-1 victory to Leicester. Next up is a London derby in the form of Tottenham against West Ham. Both teams are in different form, if we're honest, so we can't really separate them too much. Tottenham, of course, have Harry Kane. West Ham, they are on the push for Europe. So who wins this one? Well, I'm going to sit on the fence. I'm going to say it's going to be a 1-1 draw. Next is the FA Cup game that everybody's talking about. Chelsea against Middlesbrough. Chelsea wanted it played behind closed doors. Middlesbrough said, no, get stuffed. We want our fans there. And it turns out Middlesbrough were a little bit stronger than Chelsea. And you know what? I'm actually going to go for an FA Cup upset here as well. Middlesbrough are going to be too strong for Chelsea on the day. And I'm going to go for a 1-0 victory for Middlesbrough. The final game is Southampton against Man City. And I'd be foolish to go against Man City here. Man City are in incredible form. They're scoring goals for fun. And Southampton, well, they're decent. They're just not as good as City, let's be honest. So I'm going to go for a convincing 3-0 victory for Man City. I've been GG513. Those are my predictions. And
hopefully I get some right this week.
You're here for the only predictions that matter. It is Straight Edge TV's predictions, and I am top of the leaderboard. You can find me over on YouTube, where we are doing Unknown to Legendary on Football Manager 2022. If you just type in the search bar Straight Edge TV, you'll find me there. And also, if you have got Twitter, go and follow me over on Twitter at Straight Edge TV. But let's get into it. Let's try and keep top spot in this mini tournament that we're doing. Starting off with Aston Villa versus Arsenal. Two teams are coming off of a loss in their last game. Possibly going to be a draw. I'm going to say a 1-1 draw there. Leicester versus Brentford. I believe Brentford have actually won 3 games in a row, which is pretty unpredictable. Christian Eriksen has really revitalised Brentford's season, and they could potentially keep themselves inside the Premier League for another season. Leicester, on the other hand, they picked up a victory in their last game. I'm also going to put that down as a draw, but this time it's going to be a 0-0 draw. This is a London derby, two teams that are pushing for Europe, and potentially this could end up in a draw, but I'm going to say that Tottenham is going to pip it at 2-1. Middlesbrough versus Chelsea, my beloved Chelsea. I don't know why, for some reason Chelsea wanted to play behind closed doors. It makes the club more of a laughing stock than what they are at the moment, but I still think that they're going to beat Middlesbrough, who have coincidentally beaten Manchester United and Tottenham to get their tie against Chelsea in the FA Cup here. I'm going to say a 3-0 victory for Chelsea. And last but not least, Southampton versus Manchester City. Southampton have really not hit it running over the last couple of games. Manchester City, they're coming off a 0-0 draw against Crystal Palace. They have got points to prove, and I believe that Manchester City are going to be 3-1 victors there. That is it for the predictions. That is it for the winning predictions, shall we say. And I'm going to try and see if I can keep myself at top spot. Like I said, go and follow me over on Twitter at Straight Edge TV. Also, check me out on YouTube. You type in Straight Edge TV and you'll find me there. But until the next time, thank you very much for tuning in, and bye for now.
Thank you for watching our video today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also check out everyone's channel that's taken part today. And please come back again for some more predictions.